Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rotimi.
Good morning, Keme.
Timmy, good morning.
Keme, see as Keme
Good
dey
morning,
form
Kemi.
Baba Alaye for us.
Oh my na.
See voice when they took follow us talk. I beg you. Ajobe Ekoni, kí ló ń worry ẹ? Because you want to talk
Rotimi, your voice gets low.
political money now. Ẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀ ti fẹ̀.
Now you start show. Now you speak.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
Hi, sir. And Atinuke.
Who is Atinuke?
Praise God.
No, na Duduke o, no be Atinukwe.
That's bingo now.
Exactly. Na Duduke dey reign no. You must supposed to do that Duduke challenge sef.
Timmy, thanks for this morning.
No wahala.
Carol,
Ní pápá aládùúgbò yín ni.
Hey,
Bọ̀dé.
I just dey see your message new. I go send to you later.
bad àmúwa.
Bọ̀dé. Ní pápá aládùúgbò yín ni.
Kárọ̀ ń wí. Olúwa Rotimi àwáyé ẹnu lábí.
Bumi. Keme, you want here? You dey form manager. Abi na you dey form CEO. Say, I see your message. I will send you later. Blow nìyẹn o. Ọ̀ ti sọ ẹ̀dí ilé evangelist nìyẹn o. Tọ́ba sọ ẹ̀dí ilé evangelist nǹkan. Àdíré ti gbọ́ràn mọ́. Àwọn àgbà fọ́ọ̀mù. Àtó rí ẹ.
You will not kill somebody.
Sure. Yóò ń bẹ yí.
Rotimi, see your voice where it sounds so like wait the person they don't kill. They don't give us the work where they this life. Keme own na Jelenke. He just wake up from sleep, join meeting.
Exactly. I just say I'm talking about your pastor say. Ó bọ́jú láti sórí. Bóyá kan ló fọ yín.
Killer. I can't my say now. I can't come and see myself now.
After you cannot come and go and die.
Yeah, don't depend you. The seat where you never brush. The seat that they ní bọ́jáde ó ní.
Kí ọmọ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ní dáyọ̀ lè.
Kí ló dé Duduke ó ń bínú ni.
Joe.
Láti mi dà.
Káàárọ̀.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ṣé dáadáa
ló ń bọ̀ kọ́tà ń sọ.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àlàáfíà Olúwa.
Abẹ́ní.
Ẹ wá jẹ́ ọ́tà lọ. Abẹ́ní.
Abẹ́yẹ.
Brother.
Good
morning.
Can you record the teaching session? I have issues with my network.
Okay, no problem.
Can two people record?
Yes,
yeah, it's fine. Two people can record so that if there's any...
Let me see if I can.
I use another device to record. I use my phone to record on WhatsApp. That's why. But right now my network is unstable. So
okay, no, he said I should upload the Dropbox.
No, that record.
No, that one will consume data.
This one is local on. They don't have us in mind. In that recording.
Good morning, everyone.
What's the meaning of that? So for booming.
Teacher.
Lecturers in class, please. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Oscar.
I've been trying to get your attention. Rotimi, are we streaming live?
Yes, we are. We're live.
Okay. What I'm going to do. Sorry, guys. They took my life exactly 2 minutes to 10. So I'm currently using my recording light. No, I'm not even on generator. I'm using my recording light and trying. So it's going to be on my face. You guys will see a lot of light on my face today. I hope it's not too bright. Okay, this is better. So what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to also double. I listened to the recording yesterday on WhatsApp and on YouTube, and I discovered there was a little break. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to record myself audio. I'm going to record my audio so that the audio will be seamless. Then I'm going to lay the audio on the video so that you have a flow. So I hope to work. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes,
okay, sir.
I think it's okay. Your line is okay. Uncle again.
Yeah,
okay.
I know it's going to break. It might be your reception. It might be my own reception. Do we have anybody from Accra, Ghana here? Selena is here. Selena, can you please send the message to the MTA Ghana group that everybody needs to become? I can see. Okay, that's the only Ghanaian. Can you please send the message to everyone that we have started?
Okay.
It's already time. I'm sure it's past 9 over the years. Thank you.
Okay.
It's good to see Madam looking fine. Good morning. Yes, I can be pleased. For this to see you. Keme, Kaduna, it's good to see you. It's been raining here. It's still raining intensely. Glory, Maribe, I can't see you, but I know you are there. Mrs. Kronwe, I know you are there. Nathaniel Afamo, Gina, Christy, Oyatope, Onyinye, Shewu, Sunday, and Josie Omiwole. That is international couple. They speak both English and French. They are in Jos, Plateau State, but they are based in Abuja, Oji in Asaba. Abolariwa, Madam Abolade in Lagos Island, where the rain is coming from. Tochuku, the man is here, and Henrietta is here. Gina. So, okay, for the 5 of us, I think we form the quorum. We need to start. So let me ask the furthermost person here. One is good to see my sister from Cape Coast, the Lagos Island of Ghana. It's good to see you. All right. So let's have our Cape Coast sister pray for us as we start. Lead us in the open prayer, my sister.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let us pray. Father, thank you so much for another opportunity you've given to us to be among the living this morning. We don't deserve it, but we are truly grateful to you, Father. I prayed and thank you so much for your wisdom that we can even use this medium, God, to be able to learn at your feet, Father. I pray that, God, you give Emmanuel the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. I pray that you will give him insight and also help us, oh God, to give us a humble heart, God, to really learn and to be able to put these things into practice. Thank you so much for your awesomeness and just how you created us, God, and just how you encouraged us yesterday to know who we are and how you took your time to create us and to be able to understand people around us. Thank you for this time. We pray for a good network. We pray, Father God, that our phones, God Almighty, will be in place. That, Father, we'll leave from here encouraged and strengthened to give our best to you. Thank you so much. We love you. It's in Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
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 That's our sister Elizabeth Crawford.
Amen.
Is the queen
Amen.
of Cape Coast.
Amen.
All right, so welcome everyone. I can see Jesus in the house. I can see Mr. Dafa in the house, and more are going to join. So let me ask if we can mute a microphone, or maybe I can mute everyone. I can mute everyone, which I've done right now. Welcome, Mr. Atolagbe. One day I'll tell you guys the story of Atolagbe. He used to be in the Ilorin. I used to tell you some of the crazy things we used to do in those days. Okay, now I'm sure you all enjoyed yesterday. I also enjoyed myself yesterday. And for those who are just joining, yes, I'm sure you did. I'm also doing a voice recording so that in case anything fails, I know the recording was a bit shaky. I am currently recording myself. So what I'm going to do, we're going to have a voice recording because coming from me, there's no break. And we're going to lay the voice recording on the video. What I did yesterday was that I extracted the video from YouTube. Then I cut off before the thing part when we were just talking. I cut it off. I listened to it, and I felt that we needed a better audio. So that's what we're going to do today. So today, let me get my slide. I'm not the center of attraction here. Is the class. Let me just do a quick recap of what we did yesterday, so that you will refresh your memory. And I pray that we'll go back and study these things again. It's very important. We'll go back and study them again, because when you study more, you are bound to learn, and I want us to learn more. In fact, I want you to learn even more than me. Do your research and learn and get more insight than me. So yesterday we focused on knowing ourselves. That is understanding personality type. And our key scripture was Genesis. And I know by now, all of us will agree with me that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. By the time you see your development, you will understand that God is awesome in every way. The way He made us, the way He made our brain. And you also understand that at every point in time, there are some things a child, a 2-year-old child cannot comprehend. That there's no point you describing the economic situation of the world to a 2-year-old child, because he doesn't understand. By the time somebody reaches adolescence, or let's say, pre-teen, they now begin to now use their frontal cortex, frontal lobe. By the time they hit teenage, their brain has officially developed. So any child who gets to teenage and does not have a developed brain, that will not function well as a human being. You won't be able to respond to things around them. You won't be able to understand. So we see it in autism. We see it in autism. We see it with people who are with smart brain. That means their brain is not properly developed. So the brain of a teenager and of an adult is practically the same, because within the teenage, your brain has developed. So sorry, not even thing. Your brain has to function as a human, as an adult. So from there, that the electrical impulses in the brain, the division, every time you see things, your electrical charges go to your brain, and your brain interprets what you're saying. Every time you hear things, as you're hearing me right now, electrical impulses are entering your brain. Every time you sniff a flower, or you perceive the smell of a food or the aroma of a food, your electrical impulses. Every time you touch something, whether it's hot or cold, your brain will tell you what you're touching, whether it's cold, whether it's smooth, whether it's rough. Everything happens. Now, we now decided to went ahead to break some myths that we have always learned about the brain. People believe, we know that we have the brain is divided into 4 chambers, and into 2 lobes, 2 halves, the right brain and the left brain. We also found out that men tend to be right brain and women tend to be left brain. But what we didn't know, what science didn't know until not long ago, is that man has the ability to operate in one part of the brain at a time, while a woman can use both halves of her brain at a time. That explains the difference between man and woman. That difference is not just in physical structure, but also in brain function. From here, we look at the 6 personalities. And like I told you, every one of you have this personality trait. But the only thing is that there are, because of who you are, there are traits that you will use more often than the others. And those traits become your dominant personality. Your dominant personality. The first one is the ISTJ, and the last one is ENTJ. And we took time to go through that personality, the meaning, the kind of job that they will do, the defender, the promoter, the composer, the artisans, the mentors. This is your profession. And the truth is that you can actually learn any of these things, but you will not be the best. You will only be the best in the area that you are most inclined to. Like these 4 areas, this ENTJ to INTP. Those are the 4 areas you are going to be the best. If you try to learn something outside that, you will just try. You won't be the best. It's like if you try to sing and dance like Michael Jackson, you'll just be imitating him. But Michael Jackson is original. So we took people through that one by one by one by one. Now, today, I would like to ask a question that was posted. Sean, I asked you to remind me of that question.
Yes, I was about to.
Can you please post it for the chat? Remind me of your question. What do you think?
I was about to. I just wanted you to finish your thoughts. That's why.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Sean, ask the question. Can you please post it now so that I can? Okay. I'm actually looking at in your. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can put the question for everyone to see. There are actually 3 that I'm putting them up. Shortly, you will see them now. Let me just remove it. Okay, Sean, thank you very much. Sean, okay, question. First was from Abioye Oyatokpe. He posted the first question. And I want us to say that Abioye says, God made us, He designed our brain, but doesn't our childhood experience, our family background, our parental temperamental, that's big grammar, influence and environment also influence our personality? The answer is yes. And I explained that yesterday, that your environment will also add to you. For example, if you live in, you'll be more fast-paced because they can be very fast, too many population. But if you live in places like Cape Coast, it is more relaxed. So even though you might have the same personality with someone who lives in Lagos, but the way you carry yourself will be a little bit different. So yes, your personality, your birth rank, if you're the firstborn or the lastborn, they will say people who are lastborn usually are relaxed, especially when you have older ones in front of you who do everything for you. You'll be more protected and relaxed. If you're the firstborn and you have plenty younger ones behind you, you are going to be called to be responsible at a very young age. If you are an only child, also, it's also going to affect you. And if you also have some inherent sickness, and I'm saying this with respect, I've met people who were born with sickle cell anemia. They are always falling sick. So from the time they are small, people are always taking care of them. So some of them grow up, they become old, they don't want any trouble. They will demand respect from you. They will demand care from you. They will say, don't you know, I'm a sickler. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't rebuke me. So they can use that as a buffer. Sometimes they can be very, very aggressive. They say, leave me alone, Joe. I know I'm sick, but don't treat me special. So that can also affect you. Whether you are male or female can also affect you. So all these things you have to know. Let me jump to the second question. Accept me for who I am. I need clarification on this because as I am ENFP, I have some weaknesses that might be permitted by some people of my likeness, but obvious people that are not of my personality likeness. Also, some weakness, if not contained, can lead to sin. And he made a mention of Dinah in Genesis chapter 34 because she loves to go out and she was raped. Now, raping, it's not her fault that she was raped, really. Now, the truth is that we tend to like people who are like us. That's a fact. We tend to like people who are like us. Now, I want to encourage all of us to try as much as possible. When we are looking at the personality type, don't think sin. Don't think, negative. No, they are your types. If something is not my personality type, doesn't make that thing bad. It is good. It's like you don't like drinking tea. You like drinking coffee. Don't say tea is bad. Tea is not bad. Because there are people who love tea. In fact, right now I have tea that I'm drinking. right now. And I also love coffee. In fact, I'm drinking tea with lime. So if you like drinking conflicts, don't talk bad about someone that likes eating ogi or akamo or custard. Understand that people will prefer several things. And that is the area of the next class right now. We're going to now plug it in. It is our inability to put people in their area of strength that causes trouble. When you refuse to put people where they will be the best for themselves, that is where you're causing trouble. And when you put yourself in an area where you know you cannot be the best, and there's somebody that is better than you to do it, but you don't allow that person to do it, that is where there is going to be problem. The Bible says in the book of James, what causes quarrel and fight amongst us? It comes from what we want. We want, we don't get, we don't ask. When we ask, to spend on ourselves. So it is the misplacement of this personality type that usually causes trouble in a Bible talk, that causes trouble in a zone, that causes trouble in a sector, in a region, in a church, that causes trouble in Nigeria, in politics in Nigeria. The wrong people are the people that are placed to lead us. The smartest people, the people who are able, are not put in politics. In fact, in Africa, except in Africa. In Africa, it is either your political affiliation, religious affiliation, ethnic affiliation they look at. We don't look at competence many times. And it is lack of understanding of personality types that make us to put square pegs in round holes. So, Abioye, I just want to say by answering that, you are correct. There are people that you flow with easily. The other people. It is not bad. Not everybody can be your best friend, but at least you can learn how to maneuver or how to move around everybody. But leader, the advantage that we have is that we are being trained. So we know a lot of things about personality. So we can know how to manage. Companies today spend billions to train their staff on emotional intelligence. I have a friend who runs a company, and the primary thing that they do in that company, this guy resigned from a bank job to come and set up a company, and all they do mostly is to teach emotional intelligence. Because people have numerical intelligence, people have verbal intelligence, people can talk, people have artistic intelligence, people have science intelligence, money intelligence, but they don't have emotional intelligence. They can't read people. They don't know how to work with people. They don't know how to understand people. And that is one of the major goals of this class that we are teaching you now. Now, the third question, somebody said, my wife believes I am ISTJ. The website returns INTJ. I want to be something else entirely. What do I do? Dotun Olutumbi. Dotun, you are INTJ. If that is what the result it tells you, that's why. But your wife might C and S in you, because the only difference there is not the S. It's still within the same parameter. What that does is that sometimes you are intuitive, and I know you are very intuitive. Sometimes you can be sensitive. It's almost the same thing. You are not an extrovert. You're already an introvert. You draw strength from inside. Someone like you are very deep. When you speak, you are deep. You can analyze, things, and that's why the computer guy. Most of your job is done inside in the brain. So I think both you, your wife, and the test, you are both correct. That is who you are. It is still with the same introvertness, intuitive, and of course judging and everything. So that is who you are, and I think we need more people like you. The only thing that you have to work on, if you can, is now your sense of adventure. Somebody who is here will not, because you calculate things very, very well. You are very calculative. You don't want to make mistakes. You will not want to make mistakes. In fact, you rather just pull back. You want to take risk. So maybe you need to learn just a bit of risk taking. You know why? Because you are the one leading the church in Abeokuta. You might have to take some risk. But after taking the risk, you are going to come back to who you are. So there's nothing wrong with you. You are awesome. You are excellent. The next class is to teach us how we can now begin to learn other areas. So people are asking more questions. Please, let's keep the questions till we finish. Somebody said, what is the appropriate or more balanced combination to derive effectiveness in leading God's children? That is the concept of our next class. So I want to thank everyone, that has contributed. So let me know, go ahead and type in our name. Let's take attendance. And while we are taking attendance, I'm going to go ahead and kick off our next class. Is that okay? All right. So here we go. We are kicking off the next class at this time. All right. I'm sure you guys can see my screen. The MCA screen is up. And so that means we are ready to go. So in our previous class, which is Know Yourself, we focus on understanding the personality type. In our next class, we're going to talk about Know Your People. Sorry, that's previous. Should be there. Great. So we'll talk about Know Your People. We focus on understanding individual strength, one, and working together, towards building a team. That's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to understand individual strength. Now, know individual strength. Well, you're going to go down, understand yourself, understand people around you. Everything. It's going to help you. So, as you this, turn off your microphone so that you don't get feedback. So, here is how I will start. We're going to start by introducing two concepts. The first one is nature. Nature, natural. The second one is nurture. Nature is something you are given by God. Like the tree is by nature. The sun is by nature. The sun is by nature. Now, when you now create something using nature, you create something else. It's now called nurture. So nature is who you are. Nature is who God made you. And we are saying personality type. Nature is who God has made the people you are leading. Your job is now to study them, to find out their strengths, to find out the things that God has given them. But what if you cannot find something natural to help your ministry grow? What if you are not blessed with the ability to sing, but you need to sing in your church? There are two things you can do. You can either go and baptize somebody who has an ability, that one is still nature, or you can set yourself and other people in your ministry to a singing school where you can go and learn how to sing. That one is called nurture. Some of us are born with the ability to calculate. We have mathematical ability. We can calculate easily. Some of us are born with the ability to draw. Like I am born an artist. I began drawing as soon as I was 3 years old or so. I began to draw. My mom told me that the first thing she saw me draw was I drew the television in our home on the floor, on the ground. For those days we didn't have drawing book, we didn't have money to buy drawing book or pencil or biro. So we drew on the floor. And she saw me drawing our television on the floor, or the big television, those big cupboard television. Do it on the floor, and I put all the antenna at that tender age. Now, here is the scripture I want us to focus on. When it comes to nature, natural, think of Romans chapter 12, verse 3. And this is very, very important for all of us. The Bible says, for by the grace given me, I say to every one of you. And this is a warning. This is an encouragement. This is an advice. This is an instruction. It says, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought. Do not think of yourself. In other words, you know the blessing that God has given to you. Don't go and try to do somebody else's job because you just want to get the position. Don't think for what you to say, rather think of yourself with sober judgment. You know what? Be sober. Then think very well. You know, judgment is not a bad thing. Judgment is to evaluate yourself soberly. Ask yourself, they say we should run a marathon to represent Africa in running a marathon. Who should represent Africa? I know there are only 2 countries in Africa that should represent Africa in marathon. It is either Kenya or Ethiopia. But what if Nigeria come and say, oh, Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa? That would be stupidity, because Nigerians are not good at long distance running. We are not good because we eat too much eba, too much apple, too much banku and everything. You cannot run. We have muscle. If you so do muscle, Mr. Africa, hey, we can do that one. If you so do Mr. Carry weight, we can do that one. Boxing, we can do that one, but not running. So we have to be sober as we consider our strength. All those strengths and all those things we have learned, consider yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measure of faith God has given you. There is a measure of faith God has given me. There are some things I cannot be the best in. I can try, but I know if somebody else is better than me is there, let that person do it, not me. As a church leader, I have got to plan churches, before. I've got to plan church where I am the preacher, I'm the church leader, I'm the everything, whatever, because I'm the only man who is trained. But as time goes on, I have to start training other people, because other people can be better than me in singing, can be better than me in Kids Kingdom, can be better than me in other areas. Verse 4 says, just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ, we who are many form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. So you see, all those 16 personalities, they are not given to one person in full measure. They are given to us in small measures based on your own. Whether you are ESTJ or you are ISTJ, all of us have our own measure. Even though we might have capabilities here and there, but nobody has a complete measure of everything. So the Bible says we have different gifts according to the grace given us. I have a gift according to the grace given. You have a gift. Whether you are man or woman, let us recognize our gifts. Let's accept our gift humbly. Let's accept our gift humbly. If a man's gift is prophesying, what should we do as church, as leaders? Bible says, let him use it in proportion to his faith. There are things that are here. One, the church must unleash people in their capacity. Leadership must unleash people. If somebody in your church can sing very well, then let him sing. If there's somebody in your church who has the ability to collect money, to mobilize people, to account for things, then let him do it. That is number one. The leadership must unleash people in their church, whether Bible discussion or ministry or zone or whatever. Make sure you allow people to exercise their gifts. That is one. Number two, the people exercising their gifts must do it in proportion to their faith they have been given. You cannot do more than God has given you, or else you are going to begin to spoil the things you're doing. In verse 7 it says, if it is serving, what should we do? Let him serve. If it is teaching, let him teach. If it's encouraging, let him encourage. If it's contributing to the needs of others, let him give generously. If it's leadership, let him go over diligently. Showing mercy, let him do cheerfully. So the fourth principle is that there are rules. There are rules in carrying out your gift. There are rules of engagement. If your gift is encouraging, then you need to encourage. Don't go and discourage, encourage. If it's in contributing to the needs of others, people must be allowed to give generously. Don't hold people back from giving. I know, we're going to do that because the Lord will to give materially, but also otherwise. Let them do it. If people are gifted with the gift of leadership, everybody has that gift. Let the person leading govern diligently. Don't become a Mobutu. Don't become a Hitler. Don't become an Abacha. Don't become a Saul. Then govern diligently. If your gift is showing mercy, some of us are very, very, gifted in this way. In fact, I know one of us here whose name is Mercy. He also likes to show mercy. So let him do it cheerfully. And she is very cheerful. She likes to bake cake. She likes to give cake. She's a mercy. Everybody must learn to give what they have been given by God. So that is nature. So today I want to ask all of us, what is your gift? Do you even know your gift? Are you happy with the gift that God has given you? Or are you more interested in somebody else's gift? Because that gift might be bringing him more money, or that gift might be giving him more recognition, or that gift might be giving him more promotion. No, I mean, you can be the best in any area that you are. Somebody sent me a video this morning. It's about this black Muslim in America. But there is a statement that man said. He said in leadership, he said, don't worry, he said, cream always rises. Whenever you put cream in your coffee or put cream in your tea, no matter how much you turn the tea, try to mix it up, the cream will always come up. So whatever God has given to you, even when men try to subdue you, don't worry. One day your cream will rise. It won't be man promoting you. It will be God exposing you to who you need to be. Now, but what if I desire a gift that is needed in the church and nobody can do it? And as a church leader, I need to do it. That is where the second principle now comes in. Second principle is nurture. Nurture is training. You can learn how to be a good preacher. Me, I had to learn how to preach. I had to learn how to preach in front of a mirror. You can learn how to sing. You can also sing in school. In Lagos, the church in Lagos, we spent our singing ministers all across Lagos, go to campus, to go to a music school, and a lot of them have gone to certificate school to go and learn how to play instruments or learn how to sing, learn how to read music. So to enhance, you can enhance something you already have. All these 16 personalities about. Everybody has those 16. Now, if you need to bring out one that is not your strength, you can go and get mentorship. Like, for example, Dotun always like to talk to me. He always like to, oh, bro, I want to learn from you, because he wants to learn how I'm so external focused. But me too, I can also learn from Dotun on how he can remain calm in any situation that he finds himself. So that is called nature. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 20-21, you know, say in a large house, in a large church, in a large ministry, there are articles. All of us are articles. But these articles are not all the same thing. Some are of gold, some are of silver, but also have some that is wood and clay. Can you imagine? Gold, silver, wood, and clay. But in the same house. In the same house, you have gold at the same church. Some of these articles are for noble purposes, like, oh, gold medal, they are for noble purposes. And some are for ignoble. You're not proud. You use them, but you don't bring them out. It's not something that you show off. Now, what can we learn from this passage? Paul was telling Timothy. Timothy had a sickness that would not allow him to operate very well. Timothy was insecure. The person was timid. Timothy, because of his birth, he was half Jewish, half Greek. So sometimes, whenever he's with the Jewish people, they might tease him. Whenever he's Greek, they might tease him because he cannot fit in. But Paul is saying, if a man cleanses himself from the latter. That's an English word. There is former. Former is one that comes first. Latter is one that comes second. So in this passage, the one that comes first is noble. The second one is ignoble. But if a man will cleanse himself from the latter, that's the ignoble one, you can punish yourself, then he will be an instrument for noble purpose. So that which is evil can become an instrument for noble purpose, made holy, useful to the master, prepared to do good work. Let me allow you to digest that a bit. So what is it today that you think you lack as a person, but you desire it? Remember, with sober judgment, the Bible says you can get trained. Training can help you to improve on the things you don't have. Now, let me give you an example. I've shown you this. I showed you this before. I don't know if I say, when I hold this, people think it's paper. It's not paper. It's actually ceramic. It can actually break. But somebody made it. Once upon a time, this thing was just clay, ordinary clay. Somebody molded it. Somebody glazed it, fired it, and glazed it. Because it is, and now it's expensive. Somebody bought it for me from either Dublin, bought from me Dublin, and I love it because I carry it around. People love to see. Apart from this is a piece of wood, right? This is wood. You can see it's wood. I got this from South Africa. Now, why would somebody go and buy wood from South Africa? Why would I go and buy wood? Because somebody took this wood, this piece of wood, then he took it and carved this. They call it the big five. The big five animals of South Africa. The elephant, the buffalo, the rhino, the lion, and the cheetah. You see, now it becomes something very beautiful. I put it in my house. I'm proud of it, but it's just ordinary wood. I'll give you another one. This is the heaviest ornament I have in my house. Very heavy. It is pure granite. It is rock. It is granite rock. Very heavy. It is stone, granite rock. But why would I go? I bought this one also in South Africa. Why would I go and buy stone in South Africa? I bought it because somebody took this stone and carved the big five inside the stone. Again, elephant, the cheetah, the lion, the buffalo there. So I bought, it's expensive, but man, I bought stone. This is something that was ignoble. I can find stone in Nigeria. I can find stone anywhere in the world. But I bought, somebody took that stone and turned it to something noble. It is still stone, but somebody added value to this stone. Before my kids were born, I bought this item. It's a nice, it even has a raffia, but it is clay. It is just pure clay that somebody molded, then put this thing on, so you can use it as flower vase and everything. That was from Ibadan. This is wood. This is wood. I got this one from Abidjan. This is wood. Somebody took ordinary wood and carved it, and that wood that was worth nothing became expensive. Not because it's no more wood, it's still wood, but somebody added value to that wood. You see, what I'm trying to let you know is that you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change who you are. What you need is to add value to your life. A lot of times today, people are looking for, they are looking for people to give them things, but they are not adding value. And let me share one with you. This is a trunk. Can you see? This is the trunk of an olive tree. An olive tree. I bought this from a disciple in Palestine. I bought it from a disciple in Palestine. Why would I go and buy wood? Why would I go and buy wood? Because this young disciple, his name is Joseph, a Palestinian. This young disciple will cut the trunk of a tree, then he will carve into it. And inside it, he has just carved the nativity scene. Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, inside whatever. And so in fact, I bought 25 of this when I was coming to Nigeria. I bought 25 of this, and I gave them to different disciples who supported my ministry in traveling to 4 different countries: Israel, Palestine, Jordan, and Egypt. So that was what I did. So I've kept this, and there are so many more. This one is from Egypt. It is rock, solid, heavy. But why will I go and buy rock? Why will I buy stone? So why will somebody hire you to a job? Why will somebody make you a leader in your group? Why will somebody promote you? Not because you're a human being, because we are all human beings. Why will you select specific people to put them in a place? Because you have added value to your life. And I'm telling us this as minister. This year we make it 26 years I've been in the full-time ministry. Many times I have seen many interns, many leaders clamor for promotion, clamor for what I call for elevation. They clamor for something, but they are not adding value to their life. So you need to add value. So if you want to grow higher than where you are, you need to learn to add value. Value includes education. Value includes reading. You need to read. Leaders are readers. Read. Values include exposing yourself. Exposition, you expose yourself. Value includes traveling. I love to travel. Most of my people that know me, most of my trips are not even sponsored by the church. I raise money for myself to go to Israel, to go to Jordan, to go to Palestine, to go to wherever. The church didn't give me money to go. And most of my even the trips have gone around Africa, whatever, Singapore. I raise no money because I want to expose myself. I want to learn from other people. I want to read. I want to study. So you see, as you begin to add value to yourself, guess what? You begin to rise. Not anybody promoting you. Naturally, you just begin to rise. So I want to encourage you. Nurture is very important. Nature is good. Nature is where you start from. But if you want to go beyond nature, then go after nurture. It is still you, but enhance that which you have. If you're an ESTJ, enhance it. If you're ISTJ, enhance it. If you're whatever, enhance it. Put value to who you are, and you see what God is going to do in your life. Amen. So that is just the introduction, folks. That is just the introduction. Let's now look at how these things work. Let's now look at how these things work. I turned off my screen. You can see me, so that's why you can't see my screen. Yeah, I want you to see me as I talk to you now. So I'm going to go back to my screen because I wanted to make it personal. The things I just said, I want to make it personal so that you guys will be able to understand me. So now I believe you are about to see my screen. Rotimi, give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen.
Yeah. Screen is visible.
Okay, thank you. So now you've learned nature and not, not. I decided to show you practically. This one is clay. Somebody takes that dry clay. He puts one substance and now make fine clay. He now mold the clay and now create something. I will now go to market. I will now buy clay. We go to buy clay, decorate a house with clay because somebody has taken time. So we need to start growing our people also. When people come to you, they must leave you better than they came to you. If you have an intern under you, your goal is to make that intern shine. If possible, shine more than. If you have people in your Bible discussion, your goal is to make them shine so that they too will be able to be better. Leaders who don't think about growing the next generation are tyrants because you don't want to retire because you're afraid of what you will do. Vanity yourself, and you will never need to worry about retirement. Now, this is a soccer picture, and some of you know I'm not a huge fan of soccer. In fact, I'm not a fan of soccer. The only I encourage is of Nigeria. So I don't belong to. I'm not part of any. Me, and I hope you guys forgive me for committing that sin. But amen. That's the thing. Obviously, you can start celebrating. The only time you celebrate in a soccer team is either when you score a goal or when you've won match. And if you look behind these people celebrating, you see a man wearing a red jersey, which his hair is wonderful. When we don't know who scored the goal, so for a group to become a team, there are certain things you need. Some of us are planters, and I'm going to explain some of those things. In a team, they call plantation. They put them there, they finish. People like Ronaldo, Messi, people like Ronaldo. Ronaldo is not a defense player. Ronaldo cannot run all the way from his own post. He feeding the ball, but he completes and he finishes. Messi is that too. The people who are shepherds, the midfielders, they're the one that can control the ball to make sure that it doesn't go back to their side. There are people who are planted. They are planted there. They know a lot of stuff. The captain doesn't have to be a striker, but the captain who keeps the team going. He knows the goal they want to achieve. They are implementers. There are people who run behind the computer finisher. They run the computer. They are the game makers. They are the pace setters. They are the coordinators. In fact, some of these roles might not even be. Some of them might even be the coach. Might even be the team manager. Some of them might even be the people on the sideline. Like a goalkeeper. He's always monitoring. He's always evaluating. You see, we need our church to develop all these teams as we play, all these roles. So an effective team contains certain roles, of which each one is equally important. Even though it is Messi that scores the goal, even though it is Ronaldo, CR7 that scores the goal, it is the entire team that wins. So let's focus on the winning, not necessarily on because if you go score the goal and you are not a Messi, you will. So why can't you stay in your defense and be happy defending? Because if the opponent comes, we need you. We need you to stand and score. If your goal is being a goal keeper, you want to go and win the golden boot. Oh, let me go and play. Oh, no, your role is important. You are a goalkeeper. Make sure that the enemy ball does not pass you. That is your goal as a keeper. So everybody must make their goal, must appreciate, then encourage people who are doing their own thing. So this principle I will share with you was observed by this guy known as Meredith Belbin. He is almost 9 years old now. He observed that most of the time there are reasons why things don't work. No matter what you do, and the things don't work not because not because they're not smart. They probably found out that the difference between success and failure for a team was not dependent on such as intelligence, but more on behavior, the way they behave, not on their intelligence, the way they behave. Africa has one of the most powerful world, whether you are in Nigeria or Ghana or South Africa or in Sudan or in Congo, everywhere. But the problem with Africa It's not lack of intelligence, but it is the way we behave. It's our behavior that spoils our team. If you take soccer players from all over the world, best players, if you put that to come and play, they might be the best striker in the team they're coming from. If they don't change their attitude, then that team will not succeed. So this man Canada is the team role. A team role. That team role is the tendency to behave, contribute, or interrelate with others in a particular way. So it is not your intelligence that makes your team not to succeed, but you is the way you tend to behave, the things that you contribute, then the way you relate with other people in a that determines success or that thing. It can determine or it can tell your failure. So the first that he observed was the plan. He now found that it was like in every team, in every group, there is to one person, there is to be one person who tends to be highly creative, and that person is good at all in a very unconventional way. Every group has that kind of a person. There's always one person in that group. He may not be the leader of that group, but there's always one person in that group who tends to be highly creative and is good at solving problems in an unconventional way. That was the strength. And they studied this thing for like 20 years. They studied different organizations. They studied, different groups. He now called that one the plan. You see that this guy sometimes is planted in that group because he is a gift to be able to guide that group, to he's goal oriented or she is goal oriented. And inside that team, that group, monitor, evaluator. You need those people because they don't have logical eyes. Now, the ISTJ, you are a monitor evaluator. You have a very logical eye. You can see things logically. You can make impartial judgment when required, and you can weigh up options in a dispassionate way. That person is a coordinator, and we need that kind of person to focus the teams on the team's objective. That person is there to draw out the team members and delegate work appropriately. So this role is called monitor evaluator. There's a person in that group who's trying to know how to position people well. He knows how to evaluate. The next role is what we call the resource evaluator. This person is the resource. Now, when a team was resource evaluator provides inside knowledge of the opposition and make sure that the team here will carry to the world outside into the team. This person is thinking, I think we need to go and retreat. I think we need to go and do some prayers. I think we need to go and restrategize. I think we need to go and go for a conference where we can learn. I think we need to go and hire a teacher or an instructor to come and train. This person is the resource investigator, the human resource person. Then they have people whose job is to tell them what to do. They are not very interested in planning because they are not very good at that. They are not interested in taking risk or what. Just tell me and I'll do. So planners were needed to plan a practical, workable strategy and carry it out. There is a need for food soldiers. We can't have an army of generals only. We can't have an army of commanders only. We can't have an army of supervisors only. We also need food soldiers, people that will be able to carry out the plan. In fact, we need more food soldiers than we need the commanders. That's why God has created those people more. People who are very good at implementing. They are actually more That people who are good at coming up with original ideas. Then finally is the completer finisher. These people are the people who put finishing touches to whatever the team has done. So a completer finisher is most effectively used at the end of the task. The people who polish and scrutinize the work for errors, and we don't like them sometimes. They look out for errors, objecting it, subject to the highest standard of quality control. Those people are called the M and E, monitoring and evaluators. Sometimes we don't like them because after we are finished doing the work, everything, they will not come and say, that thing is not straight. So we're like, oh, bro, you didn't even join us. That's it. So God has given everybody these different factors within them. So you are going to find out today who you are. Are you a plant? Are you a resource investigator? Is your gift a complete finisher? Is your gift a team worker? It's very important. So I'm taking a seat. All of us find our. I'm going to see all this and put them out. So I'm just running. We have your hour to finish, and we will finish in the next 1 hour. So all of us are leaders. I believe we are all leaders in our own capacity. But leadership as a gift has different stages. Some of us are more of the action, being in front. Some of us are more of let us do. Some of us are thinking. Some of us are believing to socializing. So today, put it before us that if you are able to discover who you are, if you are able to discover who your team members are, then you can build them to become a. Some people are in leading, they're always in the forefront. Every time in the forefront, they appear easily. Some people are in the doing. Just give them what to do and they will do it. Some people, they are always thinking to people are in the socializing. Now, if you are in the leading capacity, you are a coordinator and you are a shaper. If you are in the doing area, you are an implementer and you are a completer finisher. That's who you are. If you are in thinking, your own is even more. If you are in thinking, you are the monitor evaluator, you are the plan, and you are also the specialist. If you are in socializing, you are the resource investigator, you are the team worker. Now, again, there is nature and there is nurture. By nature, all of us are divided into these four groups. But by nature, you can actually train yourself. Sometimes I see myself playing the leading role. Sometimes I'm in the doing role. I'm in the thinking role. A few times I'm in the socializing role. I can switch back and forth, but I know the area where I am more where my gifts are higher, and my gift is more in the thinking. That is where my gift as a person I'm more of the thinking. Personality. So what I'm going to do right now, let's break it down. Let's break all this personality down, and when I finish, I'm going to ask questions. Now, another thing I want to discourage us is to begin to see weakness from a different point of view. As a leadership and as a church, we sometimes we see it as a negative thing, but we don't see weakness actually the absence or the result of our strength. Our weakness comes about as a result of our strength. So everything you see as a challenge, it is not your doing. It is a result of the strength that you have. And these things are called the allowable weaknesses or the allowable weakness. You see, as we study strength, we must also know that the more your strength shows, the more other things that are good to neglect. If somebody is doing, he's going to neglect the area of thinking. So it is not his fault. The more he goes on doing, he's going to be thinking. So doing is his strength. Not being able to think as fast is his allowable weakness. So we don't allow him. That is his weakness. If somebody is thinking, always thinking, you see them, they are not very good in implementing. So because they spend so much in thinking, when you implement it, they might not be the best in implementing. So all of us must understand where we stand. So, brothers and sisters, let's now look at these areas step by step. Let's take the doing. If you are a doing person, if your gift, your personality is doing and acting, you're going to fall into this sphere. You are going to be an implementer, you are going to be a shaper, and you're going to be a completer finisher. Now, let us see some of the strength and the allowable weakness you have. If you are a completer finisher, I think a doer and an actor, you act and do, you are going to be well organized. People that are very well organized, and they are predictable. We know what they will do at every time. They are predictable. These people will take basic ideas, they will make it work in practice. Just give them small ideas. They will go and do it. They can add value. But the only thing you need to realize that as these people are always doing, they might be slow because they are more of let me do it and whatever. They can be slow. So what you need to do is give them time. When you give them a project, allow them time. Because if you give them a very short time, they are not going to be the best. And you're going to complain about them, and they are going to feel frustrated with you or with the project they are doing. The second stage is the shaper. A shaper has lots of energy. Instead of the doing part, he has lots of energy and action. This person will challenge everybody to move. Oh, guys, let's do it. Let's go kill somebody. Let's go baptize. Let's go. But they can be sensitive because they want to just go. Sometimes they might not realize that somebody is sick. They wonder that somebody is broke. They wonder that somebody is dying. They wonder because they just want to go. So that is who they are. The blind spot that they have is that they might appear to be insensitive. But because their nature is more of go. So sometimes they don't look back and they can appear to be insensitive. So you have to also understand them. Whether the person is your leader or whether the person you are leading, you must understand that by what they have, and because of that, it can give them a deficiency in one area because nobody is perfect in every area. The third category under doing is the completer finisher. The completer finisher. Remember what we said about someone like a Messi or Ronaldo, they are completer finisher. Now, what are the things to expect from them? These people are very reliable. They can reliably see things through the end. They are very passionate because they are doing. They can see anything give to the end. They can iron out the rules. They can ensure that everything works well. If you give them something that is not good, make it good. If you give them something that that is very rough, if you give that kind of person your sketch, like a daughter, you got something down, they can type it out, they can put it in PowerPoint, they can put pictures to it, they can make it look wow, like that is who they are. But you see, the people can also worry too much and not trust other people. Because they want to do something perfect. They are complete finishers. They might not trust other people to come into what they are doing. They'll say, no, bro, I'll handle it. Because if you come now, you go spoil for me. So you need to know that is who they are. Because of their strength, these are the allowable weaknesses they might begin to now show. They can worry too much. Here's what to do. Time let's go do what they can worry too much, and they might not be able to trust other people to come in. And you know, that way, you might go ahead and begin to label them wrongly. People like that have been wrongly labeled, oh, they are not team player. You know how we've labeled Messi, Ronaldo team player, whatever. Come on, man, you give me ball. I want to go and score. Only he go and score. Because that is who he is. But that person can now learn to now play the team. But you must always, if you pull this person out of his role to now become a team player, guess what? He will not be able to do that his role well. And that is what many of our churches are suffering today. And I dare say, many of the people will pull out of their areas of strength and they pull them to areas they are not good enough, and they still want them to be producing the way they are producing. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The second role is the thinking. The doing and the thinking. If you are mostly thinking, you are going to be the plan, you are the brain behind the project. You are going to be a mentor, evaluator. You can see the eyes, you're always looking, you're saying, or you can be specialist. The sign there is a position measurement. You want to make sure everything is correct. So let me explain this other one. Implementer is the wheel. You can see that wheel. One wheel turns another wheel. A shaper is a whip. Come on, guys, let's go. Then a computer finisher is a spanner. You want to finish it well. Let me type it well. That is who they are. In this other one, a plan is the bulb, is the brain behind a project. Is what who's thinking. Then the motivator is the eye of a project. Then the specialist is the precision measurement of a project. All of these people are involved in thinking and problem solving. They are involved in thinking and problem solving. So if you're a plant, or if you have a plant in your group, these are the things to expect. This person will solve different problems with original and creative ideas. No matter what you do, they will come up with an idea that is even bigger than the one that you won't give them. They will always call something creative, something new, something fresh. But interestingly, I'm not using the word interestingly, people are poor in communicating what they are doing. They are poor communicators and may ignore the signals. Let me ask us, have you ever had a mathematics teacher in school? Most math teachers are like that. They know math very well, but don't know how to explain it. Because anything happens in their brain, thinking. They will say, if X plus Y equals, come on, you should know it now, you should know it. But I don't know it. Come on, why don't you know it? But they don't know how to communicate because their strength is not in verbal. Their strength is more in thinking and problem solving. The other role is monitor and evaluator. If you have this kind of person in your group, or if you are this kind of person, you see the big picture. This person always knows where we are going. He knows how the project should finish. He knows the whole map from beginning to end. He knows the agenda. He knows the program. He has the map. He knows how the job should be. These people can think carefully and accurately about everything. Now, interestingly, these people might lack the energy or the ability to inspire other people. People that fall under architects are the ones that draw the plan for the house. Architects are the ones that draw the plan for machines and everything. They draw those things out, but they need the structural engineer to now go and do it. So the architect will come and say, "This house is not bend, though. It's not straight, or whatever." So a lot of times they can't inspire people to work. They'll be seeing a lot of things. And you see, in our church, we have many people like that are critics. Rather than see they are bringing in. These are the people who want to make sure that things are done, right. But because we don't understand team development, understand personality, we don't. So we see it as negative. No, there are things that are positive also. The last one under this category of thinking, problem solving, is people that we call the specialists. They are also the thinker, the problem solver. These specialists, they have expert knowledge and skill in key areas, and these problems here We need them specialists. But unfortunately, these people are so specialized in one particular area that they're not interested in other areas. So if this person is a very good song leader, this person loves to sing, this person loves to play instruments, that is all they want to do. When you say evangelism, you say, bro, I'm busy, I'm rehearsing my song. Let's go beside. Okay, don't worry. We can also be singing now. Can't do it, whatever. So they are only specialized in one area. They don't have more than one or two things they know how to do. So how do we work with people like this? That's the question. Rather than looking at their lack of interest in other areas, which might interest you, think about how their own speciality is adding value to the group. That's what you should be thinking about. Rather than bringing them down, rather than throwing them away, find how is this person's gifts, how is it adding value? And then also show that person where that person is. And if you are positioned, don't come to work and you begin to envy somebody else. Don't envy somebody else. And that is the problem we have, leaders have. We envy other people's gifts. We wish we have those gifts. Not because we want to do those gifts, because we're looking at the applause that's coming to them. We're looking at the acumen. We're looking at the recognition, but we're not focusing on doing our own. As we begin to finish on this, we now go to the last the group we call the feelings. Now these groups are very good. I have some things I'm going to say about this group. This group are made up of people who are coordinators. They're always coordinating. They are not involved in the eating because that's not their strength. They are not involved in the work because that's not their strength. But they want to be coordinators. Okay, let me go and organize the distribution of food. When we say, hey, who wants to come and help us cook? They will not show up. Who wants to come and help us go to the market and buy the food? They will not show up. But who wants to supervise the distribution of food? Hey, let me go to supervise. Again, this is who they are. They are coordinators, but they are also very good team workers. They know how to put people together. Oh yeah, let's come and do this one. Oh yeah, guess what? They can connect with people easily. They can connect with people in the group. And the one that will tell you, let us divide this group, this food this way. Let us have the children first. And the older people, because they know people. The person going to the market might have a relationship with people he's going to buy those things for, or buy those things for. People cooking food might not have a relationship with people who are going to eat. But if you bring a coordinator to come and supervise the cooking of the food, you would not say, please don't put more pepper. Okay, let's cook it in two parts. Cook one with pepper and the other one with salt. Why? Because we have some people who don't eat pepper. They know people, so they are team workers. And finally, they are also resource investigators. They can investigate to find out what does the team need. They can say, hey, you are preaching, but I think we should buy air conditioner into our hall because I see people are fanning. And you are saying, you are ugly. What do you mean? What? People, you see, if you buy air conditioner into our hall, or if you put fan into our hall, people will not fan, they do not focus on that. Now, let us see what to expect from them. If somebody is a coordinator, these people are usually respected in our environment. They are usually respected in our church. You know what? They don't look for trouble. They are respected to help everyone to focus on their task. Everybody wants to do things. But interestingly, they can be seen sometimes as excessively controlling. Because these people are so involved in human, like how do they do? They ask you the way. These people will be very good counselors. They can sit you down, they can counsel you, they are very probing, they can ask questions. When they something ask, how are you doing? How's your family? How's your mother? How's your father? That sister was sick. That's what they ask. Somebody who is a thinker or who is an implementer who say, hey, Russell, how's your talk going? How is that guy you're studying the Bible with? Because that's how they think. That's how the people think. So if you're a team worker, These people, we don't care for individuals. And say, oh, how are you doing? Everybody happy? Oh, should we give you more break? Should we go for tea break? That's what they be talking about. They are good listeners. Like I already mentioned, they are good listeners and they want to resolve social problems. Like, are you happy with that person? Oh yeah, say sorry to him. Oh yeah, sorry. I am sorry. Shake, hug, kiss. Oh yeah, we are all fine. But interestingly, they can have problems making difficult decisions. The day you ask to go and disfellowship somebody, say they won't be able to do. They're like, what if I disfellowship him more? Let me share. There was a leader who was like this, and there was somebody who was insane in his ministry, where and it's a leader who loves the people. He loves people so much. So this brother was also falling to immorality. So he disfellowshiped this brother, and by the time he gets to the brother, that brother has got to commit morality again. I said, you know what the guy said? Bro, okay, you know what? Come to church, but stay outside the church every Sunday. Stay outside the church every Sunday. Don't enter the church, enter the church. When you ask why, because if you leave it to go and stay at home now, you cannot commit morality again. And this is about killing you. This person cares for individuals and things. It is hard for them to take very hard decisions, very, very hard decisions. Finally, the resource investigator, this person will explore new ideas and possibilities with energy and with other people. They like to work in the team. They always like working in the team. These people, if you leave them alone, they will not survive. Because they are extroverts. They draw strength from people. People will say, oh, let's go and visit somebody in the hospital. When they go there, they actually draw strength. They like to go and serve people so they can draw strength. It actually fulfills their passion. So this explore new ideas and possibilities with edge and with other people too. They are good workers. If you ask them to sell GMT, they are going to make money. Within months, they will become diamond, platinum, down platinum. But if you ask somebody who is in the thing to go do it, they won't be able to find. These people they can sell whatever living product. They can sell GNLT. They can sell because they are very good in communicating and connecting with people. They can also do for if you want to, and they can convince you. But interestingly, people can be too optimistic and they can lose energy after initial flaw. You know what? Because they are very energetic and they are outward being, they are very optimistic. Whenever they hit a home, it will just deflate them. For example, they are trying to help somebody to become a disciple or to become, restored back to the church. They pour in their heart, they pour their soul, they pray for the person, they go to the person's house. When they will be so devastated. If somebody falls away their ministry, it's as if they are the one that falls away. They are so devastated among themselves. So what I'm going to do at this time, so that we don't go too far, I'm going to pause and allow you to breathe. I know a lot, and I'm trying to speak for very fast. I'm going to allow you to breathe. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? If you want to share, you can put up your hand. I can only take like 2 or 3 max. There is a hand up. I need a sister who spent already 1 hour, 10 minutes. There is another brother whose hand is up. There's another brother whose hand is up. Too many brothers. Sisters, come on, my sisters. First. Sisters. And if I'm going to call who I think didn't speak yesterday. So let me start from Tochukwu. I don't know if it's a Tochukwu man, husband, or wife. Let's hear from Tochukwu Umaribe, or which Tochukwu is that? Or mute your mic, please, Tochukwu. And make sure you say whatever to say in less than 2 minutes.
Good morning, sir. And good morning, everyone.
Yes. Good morning.
Thank you so very much. Yes, calling from Owerri. This is actually an expository class. My eyes had actually been open truly before now. I had so many brothers and sisters feel working with me in the ministry, and most of all of these people would want to tell me, do this, let's do this, but they are nowhere to be found. And now, at that time, I just felt that, hey, you don't evangelize, you don't have study, you are not bringing souls to the kingdom. But I forgot actually that some of them have a particular place where they belong, where they can actually serve very well. And all this thought that I've been having has actually been bringing me down, getting me discouraged. But this class has actually opened my eyes to see that I have to learn to know how to relate with everyone and know where each and everyone can actually belong. That is my own reaction from here.
Okay, thank you very much. So, to our church leader in Owerri, somewhere in eastern part of Nigeria. Do we have a definition from Abioye? I really says I can rightly place some of us on this well-being role already. So Oyakbe is already doing his member work. He's already going to play people, which is good. Christy spoke yesterday, did you? Okay, Christy. Okay, let's hear Christy. A sister.
Okay, at least I'm the only sister talking now.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My question is, for the well-being roles, can we apply the role of 2 Timothy 2, where we can train ourselves to be what we are not? Because I know I am in the doing part, but I would like to be in have a feel of the other part, so that I will be well-rounded in the ministry.
Yeah, you are very correct. Thank you very much, Christy, for that. Now, when you go to study medicine in school, you usually finish with a role they call GP. You come out as a medical doctor. You are a general practitioner. That means you know a bit about everything. Small here, you know a bit of accident and emergency. You know a bit about gynecology. You know a bit about pediatrics. You know a bit about cardiology. Just a bit, small. But after you have learned that bit, doctors now go to specialize. There are two things that they do. They specialize to go and do a specialty course on cardiology. They now become cardiac doctors. They focus on the heart. Some people specialize on thoracic medicine. I know a disciple in America, in Nigeria, who's a thoracic surgeon. Your thorax is from here to here. So every organ here, that is what is specializing. Some people are surgeon. It's the brain. Neurosurgeon. Look at the brain and the spine. That's what it's on. Some people are orthopedic. Bones. That's what they do with bones. So so some people are pediatrician, young babies, children. Some people are gynecologists. Now because you're a gynecologist, also means that you also have some little knowledge as you have learned. Now, as leaders, church leaders, that all of us are here, we must start by learning a bit of everything. Learn a bit of everything. Now, as you now grow, you now find out that you are now specializing in an area. Like for me, 26 years ago, I started as a campaign learning everything. That I now began a zone leader, a sector leader, and I become a church leader to go and start to go and lead the church, to go and plant a church, to regional leader, evangelist. That's how I climbed. So I didn't jump from intern to evangelist. I went around. I've led Saints ministry, singles ministry, campus ministry, marriage ministry, everything, region, and boom. And now I'm now working in the role of a teacher, which I believe is a calling that God has called me to. But that means I can lead any other ministry. But if you leave me naturally, I would love to really teach. I'm not going to be a counselor. I don't have the gift to sit down with somebody for 5 hours, 6 hours, watching them, because in counseling, you don't tell people do this, do that. In teaching, it's instruction. You train and instruct. But in counseling, it's just about listening, nodding your head, encouraging them, watching them go round and round, cry and cry, everything. And after they finish, that's okay, well, I'm going to see you again. So why don't you think about this, think about that? I'm going to see you again in the next 3 days. You are doing well. You are doing very well. Even when there's no whatever. I don't have that patience, unfortunately. So I can never go and drag a role with a counselor. That would be foolish. Even though I have training in counseling, I have an undergraduate training in counseling, I also have a master's degree. I did counseling. I've done 4 courses on counseling, family counseling, bereavement counseling, what I call a master's degree level. But me, I am not a natural counselor. And I will tell you that any day. I can teach you how to be a counselor, but I can't be the best counselor. I can only counsel if there's a need to do it. But if there's somebody around who can do it, I'll say, brother, sister, go and counsel this person. So those are the things you can learn and grow. But the area of speciality will always be there for you. But now, some of us here are interns, some of us are evangelists, some of us are big church leaders, most of us are church leaders, you're leading church everywhere and everything. No matter how small your church is, some of us are not being paid by the church. Some of us are volunteer church leaders like Titus Ashafa in the whole day. He's working as a school teacher and is also leading in the church. So we have to all grow in this area. Now, let me quickly go and jump to the last lab. Then we're going to come back and take question because we have just 30 minutes more for this event.
Okay, Uncle. Mr. Abidin asked a question. He dropped it on the chat box. So after your last lap, you can just take his question.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for me. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Abidin. Mr. Abidin is one that lives at church in Kwara State with his wife. Awesome guy. I will tell you his story one day. He used to be a Muslim. Thank God that God saved his life. Amen. So because we don't all have these roles, we don't know what you need is balance. If you are going to start up your team, you need balance. In other words, study your people, know where to fix them. Every time I start a new thing, the first thing I do is to teach and observe my people. This year I added 3 more people. Sorry, between last year and this year, in the past one, I added like 4 new people into my team. Timothy from Liberia, colleagues from Ibadan Church, Charlie from Sierra Leone, Abioye from Abeokuta. They just joined my team. So they are also working around. The longer you stay, the better you're going to find your level. Abioye has stayed longer than the 3 guys that just came in, this year. So those 3 guys too are going to find their the reading they have. I will teach everybody as much as I know. Then I will now watch them begin to exhibit their area of specialization. Some people are more of the thinkers. Some people are more doers. Some people are more creative in their approach. Now, as you are watching, you also expect them to learn everything. But as time goes on, you now begin to position them in the area where they will be the best. That is our goal. To position people in the area where they be. And that goal is balance. You must have balance. So, for example, if you are starting up a new thing, if you want to achieve best balance, there should be 1 coordinator or shaper, not 2. You cannot have 2 leaders in a team. Many countries have done that mistake in Nigeria, where we need to have 2 presidents at the same time. The vice president at the time seems to be the one that's strong, and that was Tunde Idiagbon and Buhari in 40 years ago. Tunde Idiagbon was seen more as the power behind the throne. And of course, that leadership did not last long. They were overthrown by Babangida. Now we've seen countries that have gone through war, whether it's Congo, whether it's Ivory Coast, whether it's people where people come out to say, I'm the president, I'm the president. They're going to work. We are even seeing it. Our churches, that they went to appoint 2 lead evangelists at the same time, 3 leaders at the same time, 4 at the same time. It does not work. You can't have 2 presidents in England. You can't have 2 presidents in America. But Africa, we have a problem. Our little club have a problem. So we must only have one coordinator or shaper at a time for a leader. England has the Queen, but it's the Prime Minister and the Parliament that run the country. The Queen is just a ceremonial head, and they understand it to be that that way. So there must always be. Don't go and appoint 2 leaders in a group. Always appoint 1 at a time. If that leader fails, they can put on that leader. We cannot put 2 leaders. Then you must have a plan to stimulate ideas. There will be somebody who has ideas. There will be somebody who is a monitor evaluator to maintain honesty and clarity. Somebody might say, man, our service was full today. We have like 2,000 people in our service. That one is called a preacher's count. When preacher counts, they count by faith. Whatever. But someone say, actually, bro, we counted it's actually 1,855. And guys, come on, man. That person who was listening to a sermon on the street, I'm sure they were convicted. Guys, we have done that before as a church, where we just inflate numbers. I'm talking about in Lagos, so I don't know about any other country. In Lagos, and that was what led to the downfall of many leaders in the year 1999. Many leaders were fired, evangelists were fired, from the church and everything, because there was no honesty. Somebody must be there to maintain honesty. Maybe people were there who were honest, but they didn't know what was happening. They would have helped them to have honesty and clarity. 1 or more implementers there, team worker, resource investigator, computer finisher, to make things happen. So people, the what we call the foot soldiers, you now have more foot soldiers to make sure that things work well. Now, the challenge for all of us is to identify the types when you identify. This will help you to ensure that you have a good balance. Now, unfortunately, if you don't have those kind of people in your team, church leaders, then you as leader will not have to handle the difference. I know when Dr. Francis started, when he started his hospital, he only had like 1 nurse. So at that time, Dr. Francis, sometimes he would take the temperature. He would take, I think my battery is running out here. Let me switch to alternative power. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. My power was going out, so I had to go and organize a generator to come on. So that's what you do in leadership. What you don't have, you can get it by nurture. by nature, I do not have electricity in my house now. So by nurture, I have a generator to help us. So what I cannot do, somebody else can do it. Something else can do it for me. Thank you for that breaking transmission. So you have to now handle the difference. You have to handle difference. I've been in a church where I went to plant, like I said, where I was the song leader, I was the preacher. In fact, when we started the campus ministry over 10 years ago, I was the song leader, I was the preacher, I was one that does most of the things until I began to now train and identify people who can do what I have been doing. So that is what you need to do. So here are the benefits. If you do it right, the benefit of teamwork is that you'll be able to mobilize collective intelligence of team members to better tackle a complex issue. If you have your team set this way, more people who are there to help you do the job. Then you can learn as you go. You can widen individual perspective. Everybody will grow. It will promote feedback and self-reflection. Whenever you do a job, you can go back and think. It can improve performance of individual and the team that you have. So you'll be able to manage complexity. You'll be able to collectively, manage commitment. You have high satisfaction. You have rapid response. You have quality decision will be taken in your team. Then there will be collective strength. If you are able to grow your team, from knowing your team to now growing your team. If you learn to grow your team, you're going to have clear goals and objectives for you to grow your team. You're going to have respect for individuals in your team. You'll be able to communicate through the group without regard to hierarchy. Because in Africa, we love hierarchy. We love the Oba, the king, the chief. We like all those protocols. You'll be able to engage in healthy disagreement. Disagreement is good. Because as a leader, you will not know everything. You will also allow other people to bring in their own expertise. Your team will have a clear responsibility for everybody in the group. You'll be able to share responsibility and accountability. When something happens, you will know where it happened. You'll be able to provide feedback. People can tell us, oh, that thing didn't happen because A and B didn't work very well. You'll be able to establish and modify your operating procedures or the process you have. Not every process will be perfect consistently. Sometimes you might have to change your process. Then you can reflect and learn. Now, here are the things we're going to go. I'm going to go ahead and skip some of this because I've actually mentioned them in my talk. I'm going to skip some of this. And I'm also going to speak a bit on how you can manage difficult people in your team. I know some people might be difficult. You try to help them. They don't want to be helped. Difficult people can be anybody. They can be somebody who reports to you. They can be your supervisor. They can be a colleague. They can be somebody who's studying, the Bible. They can be a non-Christian. They can be somebody you're liking. Anybody can be difficult. Here are some issues to consider. When dealing with people in your team, consider the communication. There's a brother who communicated something in a group I belong to yesterday, and I sent him a private chat message correcting the mistake that he made. Then later on, he replied me in a very long, almost like 10 pages, SMS pages, long. Partly defending himself and partly. So I'm not thinking, bro, you know what? I'm going to call you. I'm going to talk on phone. So sometimes you might have to determine this communication. Should I write it down? Should I speak on phone? Should I go to that person's house? There are different communications to do to tackle different issues. Sometimes you have to ask, what is the source of the conflict? What are the strategies for resolving this conflict? Because not all conflicts are bad. They actually conflicts are good. What about making time? Let's take some time out. How can I be positive? Or how can I use this in a positive way? And how can this thing affect the person's team role? These are the questions you must always ask yourself. That I'm going to go ahead and skip this because I'm going to answer, refer to them when I'm answering some questions, so that we won't be able to eat it. So your team that you belong to is as strong as this iron, this stainless steel iron. If everybody in your team is doing well and one person is neglected, like this clay ring here, it will mess up the whole thing. So they say a team is as strong as the weak link. Now, Philippians says, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. If you read Philippians chapter 4 from beginning, you find out that everything doesn't mean that you can jump, you can fly, you can whatever. It is a specific thing that Philippians was discussing. There are things that you can do. There are some things you cannot do very, very well. So if you say, I can do everything through him who gives you strength, God will give you strength, but God will not give you strength to become a bird, to start flying. But God can give you the wisdom to create an aeroplane that will fly. God cannot make you to become a fish, to start swimming inside water. but God can give you the wisdom to create a U-boat or a submarine to not go inside water. So that we'll be able to be realistic even as we make our decision. Normally, this is where I take a 5-minute break, but because of time, we have 15 minutes. Let's just go ahead and finish up the class. So, what kind of leader are you? Some of us are already answering that question right now. What kind of leader do you want to be? What leadership style have you been using? And I want to ask the question, which of these 4 styles are the best? How do you define the following terminology? Authoritarian leadership. That is where one man has all the authority. He makes all the decisions. Democracy is when you take power and give it to everybody. They say it's government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In authoritarian, only one man has all the power. In democracy, everybody has the power. In delegative leadership, a certain people have the power. In group leadership, power is shared among certain groups. So the question has become, which of these 4 styles of leadership should we practice in the church? Usually, people will tell me group leadership, delegative, leadership style, but not authoritarian. But today, I would like to tell you, everybody listening to me right now, that we need to practice all these 4 leadership roles. All of this. We have to practice all of this. For example, if there's an emergency in my house and fire is burning in my house and electric is sparking or whatever, I will not delegate my son to come and organize a rescue party or whatever. I'm going to command everybody, everybody, get out. I don't mind throwing you out from the window. If the fire is burning, I will jump from the window. That is authoritarian. That was the leadership style that Moses used when they were crossing the Red Sea. Moses was the only one that was making all the order. Yeah, but let's cross, and they crossed. I want you to imagine if Moses were to practice democracy at crossing the Red Sea, and say, okay, let us cast vote. How many of you want to cross the Red Sea? Put up your hand. How many of you want us to go to Egypt? Put up your hand. That is not how to do it. Democracy is when we now enter the promised land. That's okay. Hey, how many of you, we like to plant olive tree? How many of you would like to plant cassava? Well, we can now do a democracy. But when there is an emergency, authoritarian style of leadership is what you practice. When somebody is dying, when something should be done, we need to do something like Ebola is coming or COVID-19 is coming. We meet and say, guys, all the churches, no more church activities. Like in Lagos, last week, they told us that we can start having church, or 2 weeks ago. After this week, they say no more church service again. The government has to take. It is not democracy. Delegative leadership, okay, so the democracy is when you put power to the people. Let the people decide. You know what, guys, what time do you think we should have West African Missions Leadership Conference? Or what time should we have ICLC? Or what time should we have our marriage workshop? Okay, let us take a vote. Should it be 9 o'clock in the morning, 12 noon, whatever? Okay, 12 people, 12 noon has it. Amen. We're going to do 12 noon. Everybody follow 12 noon back. In democracy, any part can win. It is nothing wrong. So that's when you not throw it up, because anyone they choose is okay. There's nothing wrong. You give power to the people. Delegated is when you need a special work to be done, special work that not everybody can do. Then you not delegate it, like forming a committee to go and investigate why there's a problem happening in Boko Haram, there's whatever. Not everybody can do it. Then group is when you have several works to do, different works to do. But if all of us do it, it will take too much time. So you now distribute it among groups. That is how you live. So even as you form these groups, you must take into recognition their gifts, the gifts they have. If you go and form a group and you put the wrong people in that gift, like if you want to set up an audit group to audit the finance of the church, and you don't put any accountants there, and you don't put anybody that has figures knowledge of figures, whatever there, it will be a bad good. They will not be able to do that job. So people must be placed where they are. So a team is defined as a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performance goal, and approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. That's what a team is. If there's no accountability, then you don't have a team. If there's no performance goal, then why are we here if there's no performance goal? Some people don't like statistics. I don't want to submit baptism. I don't want to. Then why are we here? If there is no common purpose, why are we going? We're not going anywhere. Then why am I here? And there have to be an approach. How do we do what we are supposed to do? There should be a reason. There should be a what. There should be a how. There should be a when, and there should be a who. Who will do it? What do we do? When do we do it? How do we do it? And when do we know that we are finished doing it? There is a law called SMART. It must be specific, must be a measurable thing. It must be attainable. It must be time bound. What was that R? What do you say?
Resourceful.
Or realistic.
It must be
realistic. It must be realistic.
Yes, realistic. See, I'm leading smart people already. So every goal must be specific. Let's go baptize. How many people should we baptize? Specific. It must be measurable. How do we know we've met that goal? It must be attainable. Oh, I want the whole church in Nigeria to prepare to go to the moon tomorrow. Bro, you know where the moon, the moon is? Yeah, it's in the heavens. How good? It's not realistic. It's not realistic. Then it has to be measurable. They have to be time bound. You know what? It is not every project must have a beginning and an end. Just like this class today has a beginning and it must have an end. If I begin to teach you 6 o'clock in the evening, some of you will disappear. By the time it gets to a time, I'll just look at the group. It's only me there because everything must be time bound. So 1 Corinthians says there are different kinds of gifts for the same spirit. All of us are interrelated to one another. We are here to help one another. Jesus Christ also called his team, and he called them, and he picked some of them to become apostles. This picture shows a team that looks like a team from Brazil, but you see that their heads are different. One is George Bush, one there is Osama bin Laden, the other one is Mr. Kofi Annan, the other one is Yasser Arafat, the other one is for the former French Prime Minister, President, whatever. This is not a team, this is a group. In fact, it's a dangerous team. This is a dangerous team. This team will kill themselves. Osama bin Laden will blow somebody up. Saddam Hussein will do something else. I mean, people are just going to be crazy. Then, Saddam Hussein is not there. Our Ghanaian brother will say, "Oh, peace, don't do anything," because he's the UN Secretary General, at a particular time. So, how will you make a group like this to become a team? How can you? People with different agenda, people with different ideology. Sometimes our church looks like this, where you are a coach, but everybody have their own agenda. That is the role of a leader. That would say the body is made up of not one part, but of many. Every team undergoes developmental stages. Every team develops. So, and what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to rush through. Some of you, know what I'm talking about. When you start a team goes through a forming stage. That is when everybody says, "Hey, bro, what's your name? Oh, my name is Emmanuel. What about you? I'm Francis. What about you? I'm Rotimi Awaiwo." We are against one another. There are no rules here. We don't know the leader. We don't know what time the Bible talk is going to start. We don't know who's going to refreshment. That is the forming stage. It is a get to know you stage. We are all being nice. Some of our churches are still on this stage. That's why you are not performing, because you are still on the forming stage. You are trying to be nice. You are trying to understand people, whatever. The next stage is the stage of storming. This is what we now call a meeting. Guys, let us have a meeting. Let's meet 2 o'clock at Circle on Wednesday. Then that is when you get there at Circle. Circle is somewhere in Accra. Circle, 2 o'clock, and you are there and nobody is there. And you now send the text message, bro, I said 2 o'clock. We know now, we are coming. But you agreed. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I have a funeral somewhere in Aflao. I was supposed to go to a funeral. But you didn't say it now. That is to show you are in the storming stage. That is where you give people a role to play and they will drop the ball. If your team is always dropping the ball, you know you are in the storming stage. The way to deal with the storming stage is to begin to set ground rules and revisit the ground rules over and over and over and over. If you do that, after a while, people will now understand the ground rules. People will now understand that the meeting is 3 o'clock. People will now understand they have to bring friends to Bible talk. They now understand that is called the norming. Your team will go from forming to storming to norming. You now normalize. That is when you now begin to focus on now performing. Performing is where you now have a direction. You don't know what to do. The problem we face is that many of us start our team from forming and we want to go and start performing immediately. We begin to label people, we begin to bully people, we begin to review people, but you've not trained them. Storming stage when you train, you give that direction to people. You're able to settle quarrels. Leaders must never forgo the storming stage. That is the most difficult part of the team formation, and that is the most important part. If you can handle the storming stage, then your team will normalize. Then obviously you will now go to performing. If it's a role you are playing, if it's a project, after performing, example is let's go and have the West and Central African Summit, and we form a group from Lagos, a group from Ghana, a group from Ivory Coast. We all came together. We now begin to form a team. After that project is done, that team will die. It's called dormant. It goes dormant. If it's a project-focused thing, after the project is done, the team becomes dormant. But if it's an ongoing project, like leading a church, you must learn to renew your team all the time. Every team must go through the forming, the storming, the norming, and the performing. And sometimes a performing team can go back to storming. When you remove a key leader from that team, if you remove like a plant from that team, if you remove the thinker of that team, then nobody will be leading. Then it goes back to storming again. You have to start all over again. And I love team formation because in the past almost 15 years of my discipleship life, I've always been starting new things. So I want you to go and read up all these things about forming, about storming, about norming, and about performing. They're very fun. And usually I do some examples there. I do some class tests for everybody. So the dorming is the slow death. Sometimes a team can be performing. After a while, it begins to lack vision. People are no longer motivated. They are missing in action. They are going to have falling ways. People say, I don't want to lead anymore. Know that your team has hit the dormant stage. How do you address a dormant stage? You have to go back to forming over again. So again, forming, storming, norming, and performing. When you do this thing right, you can motivate your Bible discussion group from involvement. When people are involved in doing something, involvement produces commitment. Let me take it back so you guys will be able to understand. Involvement produces commitment. When they are involved, they become committed. Commitment produces success. Success is when you now get recognition. Recognition will now produce more motivation to now continue to get involvement and get commitment and on and on. Many times we want motivation, but we've not done anything successful. Sometimes we want recognition, but there's no commitment. Sometimes we want commitment, but they're not involved. So this chart is to help you on how you can lead your team successfully. And as you are doing this, guess what? Your team will automatically be moving from forming, storming, norming, performing. Get them involved first. You get involved also. Get them committed. Begin to now share success stories. I do that a lot. Then show recognition for what has been done. Then motivate people more. and you see your team fly around. Finally, just before we go, this is a lesson from the geese that we can learn. The opposite, the plural of goose is geese. So these are the lessons we're going to learn, from this animal sense. Bible says in Proverbs to go and learn from animals, from the ants. So let us see what we can learn from them. This is a lesson from the geese. We have found out that there seems to be an interdependency in the way geese function. I want to say that us as kids today, like flocks of geese, must also learn from this experience. We must learn from the way these geese function so that our team can also learn and function the same way. What are those things we need to learn? Number one, these are the facts. As each bird flaps its wings, what happens is that it creates an uplift for the bird that is following. By flying in V formation, you see them flying in V formation, the whole flock has about 71% greater flying range than if each bird was flying alone. You know what? If they are flying together at that V shape, they can fly 71% longer. Can you imagine that? They can fly 71%. They say if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with other people. So, because they are going to be encouraging as you go. Listen, people who share a common direction and set of community can get where they are going quicker and easier because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. So, if you are going to Accra, Ghana from Lagos, you better go and travel with people who are going to Accra, Ghana. Don't go people who are going to Abuja. That's the wrong flock. That you are in. Fact number two. Whenever a goose falls out of formation, and from time to time leadership will change. From time to time, our lead role will change. Suddenly, they will feel a drag and resistance of flying or trying to fly alone. They will quickly get back into formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird immediately in front. Let's say for us that if we have as much sense as goose, we will stay in formation with those who are heading where we are going. You cannot achieve much by being on your own. Fact number three, when the lead goose gets tired, and some of us, we are going to get tired from time to time, it rotates back into formation and another goose flies at the point position. What are the lessons for us? It pays to take turns doing the hard task and sharing leadership. People as with geese are interdependent with each other. So that was sometimes you're going to get tired. Number four, the geese in formation hung from behind to encourage those up front, to keep up their pace, their speed. What do? We too need to make sure that we're encouraging and honking for those from behind to encourage those who are in front. Come on, bro, you can do it. Amen. Keep on going because we need them to help us go to where we are going. Number five, when a goose gets sick, when it gets tired, when it gets to retirement age, when it's too sick to walk, or when it's wounded or shot down, two geese drop out of formation to follow him down to help and protect him. They stay with him until it is either able to fly again or it dies. Then they launch out on their own with another formation or catch up with the flock. So what do? If we have as much sense again as geese, look at animal sense, we will stand by each other. So the goal is don't shoot the sick or the wounded. Don't shoot the sick or the wounded. We must make sure we care for one another. So those are the character formation that we need as people to actually learn from animals. Then there are characteristics of forming all of this we're talking about. A team in the forming stage will do some certain things. A team in the storming stage will do certain things. A team in performing stage will do certain things. A team in the numbing stage will do certain things. So your goal is to watch out. What is your team doing now? What your team is doing now will show you which stage your team is. If your team is always quarreling and fighting, you are in the storming stage. If your team is all just there's no goal to achieve, we are just being nice, we are just being happy, you are in the the forming stage. If your team is positioned, there's a Bible leader There's somebody doing the refreshment. There's somebody doing the timekeeping, whatever. You are in the norming stage. That is the time to now launch forward, to now enter the performing stage. And when you leave the performing stage, you can also go down if you don't oil the wheel. There's something that Henry Ford said. He said, coming together is a beginning. When we come together is a beginning. But keeping together is progress. Working together, however, is success. So success only comes when we work together. Keeping together, progress only comes when we keep together. Then, beginning is when we come together. So are you coming together? Are you keeping together? Or are you working together? That is where we end. Usually, I give a quiz here. You guys can go and take a look at the quiz. These are just the quiz to determine where your team is, and these are possible answers, to the team. So take a look at it and see if you can score the right one. Normally, if we have time, we'll have just taken the quiz now, but there's no time. Our 2 hours is already up, so I'm just going to go back, and so this is where we finish up the thing, for formation. These are just some things you need to learn about communication, effective communication, share responsibilities with people in your team. Again, I try to review communication, the way it goes round and round. So learn to communicate in your team and learn what the Bible says in Romans 12. We have different gifts according to the grace given us. God has given us different gifts according to the grace given to each and every one of us. And that is where we finish. We are already on the 2-hour mark. And I'm happy to announce that the recording that I started doing is actually doing well. We are 1 hour, 57 minutes in the recording that we are doing. So that means we are still within the 2-hour mark. So let's see if we can take some response at this time. We are just at the 2-hour mark, 1 hour, 57 minutes. Do we have some response? Okay, let me take questions. Thanks for the exposition. Or let me see. Can you help somebody? Can you help someone who believes he is, or he or her area of strength is not in making disciples or spending time fellowship with disciples? Now, making disciples is something that Jesus has called all of us to do. But making is a process. Some people are very good at inviting visitors. They are very good at visitors. But they might not be skilled in studying the Bible with those visitors. I know a sister in our church, because she cannot read or write, but she can be a lot of visitors. She brings visitors, but people will study the Bible with those visitors. Because our studies are done in English. And so someone who cannot speak English might not be able to do that. So all of us, our role, our challenge is to make disciples. But which part of make disciple are you coming in? You can be sitting and taking notes and be learning. You also make disciples. But making disciple is not a gift; it is a responsibility. But some of us, however, are more gifted in terms of communication. We are outward focused. We are very charismatic. So some of us might become more successful in doing that. The area of a disciple who doesn't want to spend time with other disciples, find out why. Obviously, this person might be inward focused. This person might not know how. And some of the things that we have done in the past, and we tell people to go do things, but we don't teach them how to do it. So take them along. Let that person with time. Will you believe that I was like that? So I didn't know how to fellowship. A brother will take me during church fellowship break. Will take me and be introducing to people round and round, so that I can learn. Another question from another brother, Oyatokme. The leadership style, could this also be applied in church group? That's church planting, authoritarian apostle Paul expelled because he was a risk taker. Yeah, all these things can be applied. Not as well. But what I'm saying is that this style of leadership is like a gear system of a car. You cannot apply only just one. No, you have to learn to switch. What is the condition? I'll give you guys condition. If your group is well trained on how to execute a project, and there is time to execute that project, then you can delegate to go at that time. But if there's no time, it is hard to be like, no. Like, let's say the campus ministry is to produce a budget. Normally, they will send us in December. go and drop a budget on the campus ministry. Let's have it in the next 1 month. And the campus ministers here will know, we'll have a meeting, I will send it to them, we'll now plot everything and on and on. But what if Uncle Sam send me a mail that, bro, I want you to give me a budget today. Today. I said, today, how would I do? I have to be the only one that will do it. So when I do it, I will now post to people and say, guys, this is what I'm submitting. Or I will do it, I will now post to people and say, look at it, so I'm saying it now. So you must know when to apply that thing. If the options you have, either or, are the same thing, should we serve bottled water Baltic, or should we serve bottled water another name? They are both bottled water, they are bottled water. It's just the name. So let us vote. If you want to vote Baltic, put up your hand. Okay, 10 people say Baltic, 3 people say Swan water. Baltic has it, bam. That's it. Because that is democracy. Anybody can go. So but in democracy, you give power to everybody to decide. In authoritarian, one person has all authority. And that is where there's an emergency. You need decision now. If you have group, when there's multiple things to be done, you now create small groups to do it. So you can achieve the time. Because if you give one group of people 10 things to do, they will do one first, they will now go to the second, now go to the third. It will take time to finish. But if you divide that thing into 5 groups and give them each a portion, they can all submit at the same time. So you must know when to apply those leadership principles in your thing. Is there a question again? Okay. Now, so do we have a feedback? I just finished addressing the questions that on the feedback. Put up your, let's say Gina. Gina Tolagbe is the woman leader for the church. Yes. Gina, let's say.
Okay, it's actually Miss Benga that is talking. I want to, yeah. I want to say a big thank you. It's always good to listen to you. I appreciate all the time you have taken. May the Lord replenish you, and may you continue to grow in His grace. I know I've listened to you saying this several times, and I just want to say to everybody here that applying everything you have said is actually true, and it works as well. I've used this method in all the churches I've led. At least I've led 2 churches, right? I'm leading the 2nd church right now, and it has truly worked very well. Always observing your church, from the forming to storming, and it's always good when you are in the storming stage. All the things you said, if you apply it, you get yourself going to the norming stage, and you should be able to also measure it. You should be able to know, this is where we are right now, and when we get to the next stage, we should know where we are and how we continue to get to performing stage. And I really want to encourage everybody here that it's not just for us to just listen to everything you have said, but also to practicalize them, to internalize them, and go to our different ministries and truly put them into practice. So I want to say kudos to you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Benga, for that admonition. And can we take one more? Can we take a sister? Can I pick on any sister? I can see Mrs. Davis. Can I have Mrs. Davis speak? Can I have Davis speak on behalf of the female folks? If you are listening and your mic is on mute, Mrs. Yara Davis, I see you. I can only make out the initials. There's a YD. Okay, she's not there. So who? Cynthia, is Cynthia there? I want to hear from Cynthia. Is Cynthia? Cynthia is our woman leader for Calabar Church. Cynthia, are you there? Hey, this is Yara David here. We are on mute. Hey, now we can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Yes, it's really been very, very inspiring. And especially for me, it's very refreshing and open our eyes once again to realize that we are gifted in different ways. And I know that with this, God is going to help us to move higher and higher. So I really want to say thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Number one, sister in the world. Dr. Olutumbi, we've not heard from you. Let's hear. Dr. Olutumbi leads our church in Abeokuta. He has also led in Ibadan also.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Esther.
This is Mrs. Olutumbi.
Yeah. Thank you for the class. Here in Abeokuta, we have a scenario where we have a situation
go ahead.
where most of the women, they are career women. You understand? We have like 3 nurses here. We have, business women. So my problem is that how can I bring these people up? Sometimes they are duty, they are in morning, afternoon. Sometimes they don't make it for church service. So how can I work with this kind of people to get to the evolving and norming stage, then, to the performing stage? We are still storming now, the time, everything. So as I'm rocking, I'm confused. So how can I help? Or how can you help me to get this team to work? Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for sharing, my sister. I think we definitely we need to talk off this class because of time. But I think you have a very good thing going for you. You have professional people. There are some churches today that will give everything they have to have professional people in their church. People who are busy. And if there's one thing that coronavirus has taught all of us right now, is that many things that we have held on to are becoming myths. Many things we are holding on to. Right now, I've been holding church services for over 3 months online. Devotional, we've had preachers from South Africa. We'll have a preacher tomorrow from South Africa that's going to be preaching to us. We've had somebody from Kenya, from US, we have someone from Liberia, we have someone from everywhere. And church has changed. Bible discussion, people attended my Bible discussion yesterday. After the class with you guys yesterday, few hours later my Bible discussion, I had people who were on the road, believe it or not, who were my Bible discussion, who were in the vehicle. I had people who were selling in market. They are in the market. They are my Bible discussion. I had people who were in their office at my Bible discussion. I had people who are at home, who are lying down at home by Bible discussion. So we have to learn how to use what we have. Find strength in what you have. If you have nurses in your group, then start a medical district rather than asking them to come and meet them. Now we're doing online. Switch to online. Right? I held a Bible discussion on Monday. That Bible discussion I led on Monday, professional Bible discussion. We had over 40 people or 50 people in attendance. You won't believe where they're coming from. People from South Africa, Kenya, this stuff from America, this stuff from all parts of Africa, whatever came, and even France. I just put the thing on my status, on my WhatsApp status. People who came from Abu Dhabi, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So there are other ways. Find ways. So look at your situation you have in, then see what can I do with what I have. It's not, let me change my people to become housewives. By the time they become housewives, you start complaining they don't bring money in, they're not busy, they are no. So whatever, listen, I've led campus ministry many times. This is my 4th time in the campus ministry. And people think campus people, they don't have money, they are whatever. But guess what? My ministry gives more money than some ministries in Lagos. So it is not who you are. In Ilorin, where Atolagbe that just spoke, it was from, we're about almost 70% campus students. We hire staff, we do all this, we kill cows. There's nothing you cannot do. It is use what you have. If what you have is 5 stones, like David, then be an expert in throwing those stones. If what you have is ammunition like Rambo gun, you better learn how to use that one too. If what you have is a stick, use your stick. So that when God indeed blesses you with more people, you have learned the secrets of leading other people with different kind of gifts. The church is made of different kind of people: professional, housewife, artisan, students, people, whatever. How do you lead them? You have to improve your leadership, quote. You have to grow in your leadership. I'm going to go right now. We're going to close right now. I know more hands are going on, but let us keep the conversation going on our WhatsApp page, and we are going to meet next week, 24th and 25. Next week, 24th and 25 is our next class, and we are going to start, looking at now how we now lead the church. We look at church discipline. When things go wrong in church, how do we handle it? How do we bring out discipline in church? How do we even elevate our own leadership ability? We are going to be looking at that one. Then, by the third week and fourth week, we're now looking at different ministries in the church. You won't be hearing from only me. Other people are going to be coming in to come and share, come and teach on how to start different ministries, professional ministry, what are that ministry. We're going to start asking questions. And I'm sure that, by the time that we are done, you guys will have learned a lot. For those who have not submitted their project, or most of you don't, actually, those people in Nigeria, like, have done almost like 90% of you have finished. And some of you have asked for extra time, I'm giving you extra time. In fact, yesterday, some people submitted yesterday, even today, some people submitted today. Please, let's do those work. They show that we are diligent. You don't want your children to go to school without doing exams or participating in exams. So nobody will fail. I guarantee you won't fail because it's so easy. It's not mathematics. But those exams are you sharing. Every exam that we have to write is just you sharing. So how is personality type? How do you use it? Leadership type, how do you use it? Those are what you to share. So, and I think as long as you can type, or you can get someone to type for you, you can send it, all of you will pass, and we can document it so that in the next 1 month, the next few weeks, we will have ended development. Then we are now going to go to church history and other courses that we have left. Is that okay? So, without further ado, let me see. I'm going to ask one of us. I'm going to ask my brother Tunde Omiwole in Jos. You can pray in French or you can pray in English. I'm going to ask Tunde to close us with the word of prayer. Then we can all go back to our ministry. I know ministry is calling us, even for me. A lot of things to do. And God will bless us all. Tunde, can you please pray for us? Tunde.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much, bro, for the wonderful class. Thank you so much. We've learned so much. Let us pray. Hello?
Let's pray. Yeah. Go with you.
Our Father, my God, I want to thank you for your mercy. I want to thank you for the wealth of knowledge you've empowered, enriched us with. We're grateful to you for your love, for your kindness. Lord, you will open our eyes to see your wonderful works, oh God. You've helped us to see who we really are, and also to understand the people that we are leading, to see them the way they are, Lord. Thank you so much, for this knowledge. I pray that it will going to empower us to understand ourselves and also to be able to lead right in helping our various churches, people that you placed, in our lives, God. Now, I know in the past, before, this understanding, we can be so judgmental, we can be so frustrated. In fact, sometimes we don't even understand ourselves. But with this knowledge, it has really opened our eyes to see, that there's so much we can learn. There's so much we need to know. There's so much we need to, build and develop in our personalities, God. And in order for us to be able to be patient as well with the people that we lead. God, thank you for this wealth of wisdom. We've been so enriched in this class to even do more deeper research, and to grow in those areas that we have weaknesses, God. And also to help build our brothers and sisters in the church, weaknesses in helping them to be the best in those areas, God. But together, like the Bible, said in the book of 1 Corinthians 12, that the body is one, but we have many parts. Yeah. That even those parts that are weak, we should pay more attention to them in ensuring that all of us together, we work, we are one as one entity. Yeah. Thank you so much for our brother you've used, since yesterday, even today. We're grateful for this wonderful, class. And I pray that all of us is not just hearing the Lord will go back to, we'll go back and do a thorough research, and put all this into practice, God. Amen. Thank you so much for all things. We're grateful. We're thankful to you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen. Amen. All right, let's just put on our video so that we can take a group picture.
Amen.
Some of you would like to take group pictures, but some we don't want to. I'll see you guys next week Wednesday.
Uncle Emmanuel, thank you so very much, sir. God bless you, sir.
You're welcome.
Merci
Merci beaucoup, merci.
Merci beaucoup, sir.
Emmanuel.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Saturday.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Hello, Keme.
Mrs. Omiwale. I salute.
Hello.
Bim.
I greet you. How are you, ma? Nice family. Nice job.
I'm fine.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Now
I'm ready to go and study the Bible with someone.
Oh, okay.
Abioye, how are you?
Hello, ma.
Oh, yeah, talk back.
Your face is not very clear. Black at your end. This is Omiwale.
No, I'm coming to you. Not you.
Abdulafiz, where they park, they go.
My brother, I don't know.
Are you relocated?
Broken today now.
Yeah, though.
Abioye.